So what do you think? Too Dark Passenger? Well, in a realm servants. Hey everybody, what's up? This is Retrokid Reviews, doing my yet another TV obligated recap slash review for the season finale so far of Dexter Resurrection. Quick disclaimer: I don't have my laptop or a new one yet, so getting the cast iron to beat second screen is gonna probably be next video, or in this case, next TV review. So, till then, what is my overall thoughts of the finale, and more importantly, my overall thoughts of Michael C. Hall coming back to this character, no less than almost 4 years after New Blood. So if you saw my review for the first half of the season, I was pleasantly surprised so far. I still thought there was some level of a Scott Buck era kind of writing coming to a head. Had no clue when I was doing quick IMDb on the phone before starting this recording. He actually did come back to write an episode of the show. Thankfully, it was only like the early half of the season, so anything I might have addressed, I'll probably leave in the cards above for that, if anything else. Outside of that, the finale was really strong, surprisingly, for our Dexter plot. Again, I know there's book readers out there probably saying, well, the book was darker, all these characters are a lot weirder than it is in the book, and honestly, I'm kind of there with you. I'm not going to immediately be a book reader overnight. I'm not going to just leave you in the illusions there for those subscribers, so my bad in advance. However, as a show watcher, I am very much aware that this is definitely a meatier show. The Vaseline cam did come back, but honestly, kind of makes sense for most of the hotels and some, I guess, bar hopping kind of places in New York. So speaking as a natural New Yorker kind of makes sense. Had no clue, speaking of my New York hood, before we go back to just how Hall was handling being a rideshare driver here, that we're going to be pretty close to my actual place here in Queens. I'm not Ridgewood, in case anyone was asking. I'm not going to dox my spot, obviously, and depending on how YouTube's new analytics are, I think that's probably for the best as far as AI goes. Outside of that, the plot is still pretty simple. The dinner party was going down one by one. My favorite kills from Dex taking out the serial killers one by one for all these guest characters was David Malsmalchian's Gemini killer. Sorry, I just got confused from like other serial killers in the original show that also had doomsday plots. Long story short there, but in Gemini's case, he actually didn't kill. He had a Trinity killer kind of level kind of twist. He basically was a twins. That's how his whole thing was like paired up almost perfectly because, yeah, apparently they had a whole system of hiding who's who on the whole twin front. Outside of that, the only weak, I want to say guest appearance was, I'm going to say MPH down to his kill. It just looked like he knew he was the first to go out and just hammed it up as much as he could. Like I accurately predicted with his kill probably early on the first half of this season review. Yes, I am saying seasons mainly for this show is because I think I'm very much aware over the glowing response it's gotten on IMDb and I think Rotten Tomatoes as well, that it's got a sure shot at getting a second season, because guess who didn't? That's right. Original Sin may or may not got booted, even though it also got high reviews as well. So again, go to my review if you want any catch-ups on how I felt about that. Speaking of which, I'm very much still aware of Patrick Gibson being the new Bond for their new first video game from IO9, who was normally in charge of the Hitman trilogy, at least for the modern era consoles that I was playing back during the pandemic. That was actually a pretty cool reveal that he's going to be that version of Bond, and I wish nothing but cool news and cool stuff for his future endeavors. Speaking of which, Kristen Ritter, yeah, she also was first, I think the first few after MPH's character's chopping block when it comes to kills. And I could kind of summarize that as an MCU fan going like, okay, so that's how she got the call of going back to Daredevil for Born Again next year. So we'll find out if that's true or not. However, I do want to recommend her post-show interview that Showtime's been doing for the series since original, not since original Sin, I want to say right around during New Blood to now. It's nice. It's a good back and forth of their careers and stuff like that. Also, cool factoid about that, she almost got a bit part, I think, in the original series. Don't know which season exactly, so go to the video if anything else. Outside of that, the finale is insane. There is good news for anyone who wants to be all there defending Harrison post New Blood. There is decent, I want to say, average season finale plot work for him to work with Dex. There was a genuine, almost escape room level thing for Prater's entire not kill trophy, but like collection trophies of every past serial killers, like weapons and gear that was established early on, after the dinner party half of the season. So speaking of which, yeah, that character was really good. Peter Dinklage did a great job for what he could with Prater. I thought, I don't know, something about Uma Thurman's Charlie. She was like very much on airplay mode. Turns out she was the only one that was actually suspicious, and I might have read that whole mannerism wrong. So I don't know. Again, go to Slipmaker's review. He focused more on that than I was focusing on the cops for this season. Yeah, for those who were sick of the needle drops from Original Sin, yeah, don't hold your breath. Those are coming back a little bit more than ever for this now series, since this is the most successful one out of all three shows. There's a good chance, ultimately, that this is probably going to get a second season. Will it be biannually? I honestly hope not, because I like to watch this before my 40s as far as finishing this new series goes. But outside of that, let's get back to how I'm going to probably end the whole, before we get the Judgment Time ratings for this review. How was Michael throughout all this coming back as Dexter? In a word, better. Look, what he did with New Blood was a good standard of and getting the kinks out when it comes to like being away from the show for nearly a decade at that point. Now, almost another half decade later, depending on who you ask when it comes to how they were shooting New Blood at the time, it still shows that he really has a passion for the character, and he is going to fight for what little he could of his mannerisms for the books, and you can definitely tell with that and Clyde, if anything else, for their executive producing. Speaking of which, I wasn't kidding. Scott Book did come back for an episode. Didn't come back as an executive producer, thank God, but as a consultant producer, so even they know who to push and pull for as far as creative directions go going forward for the show. So, yeah, outside of that, and trying to not do his weird, I think the closest thing to unreliable near fourth wall break I think Michael has done since the original series, voiceover aside for his last monologue for the season goes, it's a strong 7 out of 10. I know the ratings are a lot higher. I'm only coming at the flat 7 mainly because I still have mostly some animosity with the original series. Everything I've seen so far with Clyde and Michael do a better job of the writing. There's still some kinks they could probably work out. More specifically, I was in Harrison's case and the cops that was helping Batista along the way. Big spoilers, by the way, now that we're here with the rating out of the way. David did a great job being Batista one last time. He took an L for Dex, mainly to just kick off the season finale, but it is a death sort of earned regardless, and apparently it's probably going to be the case if Quinn ever comes back into the show too. Both him and Masuga made their cameos. They were around a lot longer than I thought they would. But, mainly for cameo, just, I guess, obligations. Outside of that, will he actually go after Dex now, knowing that Beast is gone? Potentially. Again, this is where book readers are going to have to come in and probably tell me that Quinn was probably a lot crazier in the books than he was in the show. Hopefully that's true as well. If anything else, I might have also got some stuff wrong. Or these guys are original creations of the show. Because, again, book readers are going to book read when it comes to, dissecting Dexter at this point. Ultimately, I'm happy that this is at least better than New Blood. I'm also very happy regardless of the finale. It's still better than the original series. Remember the Monsters, as far as the series finale goes, still leaves a bad taste in not just my mouth, but a lot of people who did watch the show when it was new back then. Have I gone back to re-binge it during its streaming era? No, not really, but for those who did watch and streamed binge throughout the entire series, let me know in the comments down below how you felt about that series finale. Maybe you guys have different opinions about that stuff, and with questions like that out of the way, not having a loosening, I guess, previous character to tell me, Dexter, you should probably tell them to like and subscribe as well. Yes, you should. Look, it was really cool to see James Remore back get that new Ironclad contract, because that is very ironclad of anything else. So Slipmaker jokes out of the way, go to my end cards here to my previous video, which was also a previous, really more or less a news discussion, I think another TV review as well. Other hand here to my shorts playlist, to my things I missed series. Probably will be for this review as well. So they're mostly cast people, mostly guest characters I never really got around to talking about. If I do things I missed, that's probably going to be there in the shorts. Totally not Bay Harbor Butcher gear. To sub to the channel, hit the notification bell down below. And until hopefully next time with my Tron. Yes, I'm going to try to do Tron retro reviews in time for Tron Ares next month. I am Richard Character Reviews saying, yes, Michael, you finally made the character I wanted, but did you do what you wanted as well? Or are we just going to have another whole, producer debate again?